All right, good morning, everyone. So nice to have you once again for an exciting coding session. I am Shiraz from SLASSCOM TechKids, and thank you for participating today. At the same time, all your emails and the feedback, it was really wonderful. We have got about 200 registrations, and at the same time the numbers are increasing. That's a great thing to see. Right, so before we start, to allow more people to join in, we will give a kind of hold on a minute.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Sorry, I got a phone call. So before everyone joins, I'm going to actually play a video that will be a kind of a good setting ground kind of this thing. So that's a video. I think you have seen some similar videos called "What If." So I'm going to play that video. Hold on. Let me share that video with you so that you also could hear.
Right, video.
Since its discovery in 1610 by Galileo, the rings of Saturn have enchanted us for centuries. Remarkably, we've visited Saturn before. Stunning photographs taken from the Cassini. More complex.
We can hear the audio but not the screen.
To Saturn.
Hold on, I have a problem of sharing. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 minutes of Sonic. Don't waste your time doing there. Okay.
Let me play that video once again. Hold on. This is just to set the stage. Right.
Since its discovery in 1610 by Galileo, the rings of Saturn have enchanted us for centuries. Remarkably, we've visited Saturn before. Stunning photographs taken from the Cassini space probe have revealed that Saturn's rings are much more complex than you might think. So, what would it be like to actually go in person? How long would it take you to travel to Saturn? What would you see along the way? And could you survive in Saturn's rings? This is What If. And here's what would happen if you jumped into Saturn's rings. On October 15th, 1997, NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Italian Space Agency banded together to change the history of astronomy. Their mission was to study the Saturn system, a diverse mix of stellar objects made up of rocks, ice, and several moons. Together, they developed the space probe Cassini-Huygens, which was propelled on a 7-year journey to Saturn. Let's imagine we had the technology to bring you, traveler, along for the ride. What kind of adventure are you in for? Well, luckily, we're taking the scenic route. After a year of drifting through space and saying goodbye to Earth, our first stop is Venus. Don't worry, this isn't a layover. We're merely visiting the outer edge of Venus's orbit, giving you a gravitational speed boost as you pass by. This will allow you to save on fuel and take in the view of Venus's swirling scenery. After the first orbit, you'll get a nice boost of 7 kilometers per second. But we'll need one more journey around it for the optimal speed boost. This time, we'll be about 600 kilometers from Venus. I hope you have a strong stomach, traveler, as the gravitational pull might be like that time you ate funnel cake before going on that spinny ride at the fair. Oh, never again. After a quick spin around Venus, you'll be slingshotted towards Mars and Jupiter, but this part of the ride might get a little bumpy, so buckle up. You're about to pass through an asteroid belt. Fortunately, the chances of hitting an asteroid are pretty slim, as they are very spread apart, unlike what you see in the movies. Still, you never know. Just be prepared to take manual control in case your proximity sensors malfunction. Once you've made it through the scary part, it's fairly smooth sailing from here on out. Sit back and admire the view. On your right, in the distance, you'll see the red planet Mars. And on your left is Jupiter. Look, that tiny speck orbiting the gas giant is the Galileo spacecraft. A small yet welcome reminder of home. At this point, it's been almost 5 years. Wow, how time flies when you're being hurled through space. Saturn is our next stop. But is it safe? We're about to find out. After waiting a couple of years, doing lots of Sudoku, and rewatching all your favorite What If videos, we've finally arrived in orbit of Saturn. Surprisingly, the flat and solid ring structure you've seen in pictures back home were way off. These rings are complex systems of orbits subdivided by several different sections. Each of these rings are separated by gaps made from over 60 of Saturn's moons. The rings are made up of chunks of ice and rock, some as small as little boulders and some as big as houses. These are the remnants of comets, asteroids, meteoroids, and shattered moons torn apart by Saturn's gravity. All right, traveler, it's time for a spacewalk. You probably won't have much success walking on Saturn's rings unless you happen to land on one of its moons, like Metheny, Pallene, or even Titan, which has been considered a potential site for a future space colony. But you'll want to keep your spacesuit on, as Titan is a chilly minus 179.6 degrees Celsius. At this point, you're almost twice the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Now for the moment of truth, the grand finale. As we approach the final rings of Saturn, we'll have to fly through them on a careful trajectory, orbiting Saturn 22 times to get our best travel shots. Here, you'd be only 2,000 kilometers away from Saturn's atmosphere. After about 20 years in space, you'd reach Saturn's interior. Let's be honest, you'd likely disintegrate, but thankfully, you were careful and managed to hang around on Titan instead, leaving the Cassini probe to do the rest of the work. The amount of data Cassini managed to send back to Earth is truly spellbinding, making it one of humankind's greatest success stories in astronomy. Maybe on our next voyage, we could take a closer look at Saturn's big brother, Jupiter, but not too close, because, well, that's a story for another What If.
Yeah, I think we went to Saturn and came back in maybe in 6 minutes. Yeah, that was just to give you an idea about, having your imagination put in place when it comes to creating something with that scenario. So what we are going to do today is to create an animation using Scratch, and that is to do with space. So what I'm going to teach you is the basic stuff. Of course, you can come up with your own ideas and develop it more. So in order to do that, first of all, I have to open up Scratch. So anyone who is for the first time, who is here for the first time and have no idea what Scratch is all about, I'll just take them briefly through whatever that we have done before. Whatever that we have done before in terms of taking you through Scratch. So how to open Scratch is you open up a web browser. Ideally it should be Chrome, and then you come here to the browser and you type Scratch Online Editor. Scratch Online Editor. So once you do that, it will take you to some search results, and then you can click on this Scratch Imagine Program Share. You can click on that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, my dear.
Sir, I have downloaded the normal Scratch. So can I use in that one?
Yes, you can. Of course, you can use that. No problem at all. That is really good, because even if you do not have internet, you can always use Scratch offline. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I would appreciate if you can disable your videos and also mute. And if you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask the questions. Right. So once you come here, you create. You click on Create. That will take you to this Scratch Online Editor. Then you close this tutorial. You're done. Right. Now, I will first show you how this project looks like after you have created the animation. That will give you a clear idea what this project is all about. So to do that, I will actually go and take the project that I already have. Just focus and see what I'm doing. So I'm going to load from the computer. Lost in Space, there you go. I have already created, just to give you an idea. So this is the project. As you can see here, there are several things. Okay, you have the Earth, you have the rotating monkey in a helmet, I mean wearing the helmet, and also you have the star, and you have the asteroid, and you have the spaceship. So in terms of sprites, how many sprites are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have a stage as well. We'll see one by one how each of these actually work, right? So we'll go with the spaceship first. So oops. You go to the spaceship, and then you go to the spaceship and click on the spaceship. There you go, spaceship goes, right? And so this rotates, this blinks, and the asteroid just goes here and there, and when it meets the edge, it comes and bounces back to the stage, right? So pretty simple. So I'm going to take you through each and every step. When it comes to programming, always remember, it's always you start with the basic, break the whole of this animation into manageable chunks, different pieces. Okay, so this is how, even when you go to your, I mean when you grow up, when you go to the work work life, when you get a big project, you have to break that into pieces. Okay, we call it in English, or in computing terms, we call it decomposition or decomposing, right? So that is something that you have to do. So if you take this animation, we'll first focus on the Earth and the spaceship. Just forget about the monkey, just forget about the star, just forget about the asteroid. First, we will focus on the Earth and the spaceship, and we'll try to animate that, right? Okay, cool. So we'll start a new project. Go here and click new. There you go, you got it. Always comes. So for those who do not have any idea what Scratch is all about, I'll just take them briefly through very quickly in a nutshell what Scratch is all about. So this is the Scratch screen, and you have the code blocks. This is called the block palette. This is called the block palette, and these code blocks are being categorized according to their behavior. You know, the motion blocks, everything to do with action is in blue. Everything to do with what you call look is to do, I mean, it's in purple, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of blocks that as we go on, we learn each of them. And this is the code block, the block palette. And this is called the script area. The middle part is called the script area, where you drag and drop code blocks and you make the program. So when you make the program, put the code blocks together, when you run the program comes to life in this stage area. This is called the stage area. So you have the block palette, you have the what you call the stage, okay, and you can actually have your sprites listed here, and if you want, you can add sprites, okay. And this background is called the backdrop. Okay, it's called the backdrop. We'll see how each of them is done. Right, now let's begin. So first of all, we have to get rid of this mascot, the Scratch mascot, the cat. We are going to get rid of it by deleting, gone, okay. And we are going to add two things first. What are the two things? The Earth and the spaceship. The Earth and the spaceship. So I'm going to add the Earth. I can go, and now if you see, right, again, so in order to add the Earth, add this Earth sprite, I go here, I click on it, okay, it will take you to the whole list of sprites. There are a lot, a whole lot of sprites. But what we need for this activity, we need the Earth sprite that we can actually search pretty easy, the Earth. So you put the Earth and you drag the Earth here at the edge of it, and then you need the spaceship. So you go and find the spaceship. Maybe you can type, since I've been doing this so many times, I know what to type, but you can always search through, right? So you got the spaceship. You got the spaceship. Now spaceship is here. Now the Earth is being included and the spaceship. Now we need to have a backdrop. We need to have a backdrop. So we will go add a nice backdrop. This is how you add a backdrop. You come here, choose a backdrop. Then you can go and say space. You can say space, and you will have different backdrops in the space theme. I think for this project we will take galaxy. Galaxy looks good. Yeah, there you go. It will take some time according to your internet speed, but galaxy is included. Now we have the Earth, we have the rocket ship or the spaceship, and also we have the galaxy as the background. Now there's something that you have to do which is extremely important right now, because if you don't do this step, right, the result that you are going to get is a bit, you know, weird, or I would say would be a different, wrong one. So first of all, now you have to understand, if this spaceship starts its journey from here straight, it will go like this, which should not be the case. Our objective is to have this rocket ship journeying towards the Earth. Now it came from Saturn and it is going to the Earth. That's the journey, the purpose of the journey, right? So it should go to the Earth. In order to go to the Earth, we have to have this spaceship turned. How to turn this spaceship? How to turn this spaceship is you go
direction.
Yeah, you can, rather than using the direction, there's something that you can do that will make sure every time it goes properly. So you come here, you make sure that you click on this, right? You click to select, then you go to costumes. Now you select the, you select this, okay, select this arrow, and you select the entire spaceship. Why did I say entire spaceship? Because the reason is this. You come and select this, just this, and then you turn the spaceship like this. You can see the spaceship turned, but not the smoke. That is not the correct way, right? So what you have to do is, you come and select it here, then you select the entire thing. The entire thing. Either you can select that way, or you come here and you press Control A. Control A. The control key together with A will select everything. Then you slowly turn the spaceship like this direction. Okay, so that is something very crucial, very important. Please do not miss that step, right? So I'm going to give you 1 minute for you to quickly do this stuff. At the backdrop, at the Earth, at the spaceship, and at the same time, turn the spaceship towards this direction. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do that. So at the meantime, I will take some questions that are popping up. Let's see. So you can ask, unmute and ask if you have any questions. By the way, if you do not like this color of the spaceship, you can always, you know, change the color of it, no problem. Okay, change this color, change, you can give any color, right? So it's up to you, it's up to you. Sorry. So
I am using mobile phone.
Yes, I can't hear you, my dear. What did you say?
So I am using phone. Mobile.
Okay, all right. That is something I did not mention, right? Okay, now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The rocket ship is not straight to the Earth, no, sir.
That's fine, because when we start the journey, when we do the coding, it will go towards the Earth. Don't worry. We have not come to that point yet. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
right?
sir.
So for those who are using tablets and phones, I strongly recommend that maybe in the future sessions, please use the laptop or the desktop, because certain the initial project that we did last week, that is the rock band, maybe those projects will work in the tablet or any Android device, but as we go on, it will be useful if you have Scratch run on desktops, because there will be kind of a typing of values that will be needed, and with tabs and phones it might not work. So I strongly recommend that you use laptops and tabs. Okay, right, cool. So I assume that you have done this part. Now we will go to the code tab, and make sure always we click on the correct sprite, because we should not end up coding the wrong sprite. So click on this, and then we are going to add some code blocks. Okay, we are going to add some code blocks. So first thing that we are going to do is we have to tell the rocket ship, hey rocket ship, this is how we are going to start you, right? Programming is all about telling the computer what it should do, right? So we have to tell the rocket ship how to go. Otherwise, the rocket ship does not know on its own. So we will say that in order to do that, we have to start it. Every program has a starting point. So how to start is we go to events, and there are a number of ways that you can start. Okay, start by clicking the green flag, start by pressing the space bar, and in which you have lots and lots of other options like down arrow, up arrow, so many things, and start by clicking the sprite and so on. So what I'm going to do right now is start this this rocket ship by clicking the sprite itself, the rocket ship itself. So I'm dragging and dropping drop that code block. Then I have to say, you start the journey from this place. Start the journey from this place. How do I say that? I say that before that I have to tell you something. You have to take this whole area, as a graph paper, where this is the y-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. So if you take this as the y-axis and this as the x-axis, this is where something like x minus y minus. I'm sure if you are small, like maybe grade 5 below, you might not understand, but the older kids, grade 6 and above, they have done some graphs, they will understand what I'm talking about. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So I have to say, start the journey from x minus 150, y minus 150. So I go to motion, I am going to position, saying go to x minus 150, y minus 150, which I'm going to say it here. I'm going to make this one little bigger so that everybody can see. Right, so I'm going to say x minus 150, y minus 150, y minus 150. To say that, rocket, start your journey from here. Okay, so once that is done, then the rocket should say, let's go. It should say, let's go. So that particular block is in looks. We say, let's go. Let's start the journey. Let's go. Right? We say that, and then we have to point towards the earth. This is the answer to the question somebody asked before, how to turn, right? So we have to say, point towards the earth. We have to say, point towards the earth. that is in motion, you go, you say point towards the earth, put this point towards the mouse pointer, and from the drop down you take the earth option. Then you have to say slowly glide towards the earth, slowly glide towards the earth. So you take this block and put it here, and then you make this 0, 0, x0, y0, which is this direction, right? Once you have done that, then how do you start the program? By clicking on the sprite. Either you click here, or you click on the sprite. Okay, so either way you can do it. You take the sprite here, there you go, right? So the rocket goes, but it does not go exactly to the earth, but it stops in the middle. Let's figure out how to do that later. Right, cool. So I'm going to give you another 2 more minutes for you to code this. And if anyone has any questions, they can ask right now. Okay. They can click code. So someone has said done. I'm sure that others also are doing or done. I'll give you 2 more minutes. We have enough time today, don't worry.
Well, I have some projects called like animal dance band.
Oh,
I made some.
Right. I would like to see later on once we do this. Okay, right. Cool. I think you have done. This is pretty simple. Now, who can tell me? I have a question for you guys. Who can tell me? We were talking about algorithm last week. We were talking about coding. We were talking about some constructs, right? We were talking about something to represent this algorithm. We have used a construct. What is this construct type that you can see? Instructions that are coming one after the other. What do you call it?
Algorithm?
No, it's not an algorithm. It's a sequence. It's a sequence. So these are coming one after the other, which is a sequence. Right. So far, we have done a program. We have done a program using sequence. Right? Using sequence, we have done the program. Now, you know something. Although this rocket goes, there is few problems. One is it is not actually going towards the earth. It is stopping at the middle. Number one. The other thing is the way that this rocket goes is not so natural. It's pretty. It's not really. The movement is not like rocket-like, you know. So I'm going to do some changes to make sure that it goes smoothly. Okay, it goes smoothly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this block. How to get rid of this block? Go and drag and drop it to the block palette. It will get removed. Then I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say something like this. I go to control. There is something called repeat. I'm going to put a repeat block here. Then I make it this repeat to 100. Then I put a move block. Move maybe 4 steps. Then I will run and see how this goes. Okay. Let's start the journey. Say, let's go. There you go. Now it is going to the earth, maybe passing the earth, but that's okay, right? So you also do this quickly. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Remove that right block. Remove. glide block
It's
and put this.
passing the earth.
That's okay, because we are going to make sure it goes to the earth, right? It goes to the earth. We can do that later on, but for the moment it is actually touching the earth. That's okay. That's all we want for the moment, right? Okay, cool. Now still it is boring. Still it is boring. Why? Because it is going there should be some changes.
Sir, how to get the sprite back?
How to get the sprite back is, oops, actually since we have put this, when this sprite clicked, we'll change this a little bit, so that I'm going to change it to not like this. I'm going to change it to when this green color flag is clicked, so that we can take this sprite to its original position without any problem. Because when you put that, if the sprite is clicked, every time we click the sprite, it starts to move. That's how it works. So okay, now tell me, if some object is going from a nearest place to the farthest place, what should happen to its size? The size should become
Decrease.
it should reduce, or it should decrease. It should become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it disappears from our eyes, right? That's how it is. Okay, so we'll do that change as well. And at the same time, this rocket should put some lights and should blink, and as it goes. Okay, that should happen as well. So how to do that is, we go to the looks, and there is something called change color effect by 25. You take that block and put it here, and also there is something called change size. Put that also here, and make this -1. Remember to make it -1 to tell the program, make the rocket smaller and smaller and smaller. That is how we say that. Okay. Now let's see how this rocket goes, or the spaceship goes. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When it go to Earth, can we hide it?
It will be
Like
hidden.
make it hide.
Yeah, it will be hidden somewhat. Okay, it will be hidden somewhat. I'll just run this program to you, then you'll understand. Okay, so I'm going to make it like, okay, hold on. I'm going to start the journey. Everybody, just imagine that you are in the rocket ship. Okay, and fasten your seat belts. We are going to the Earth, right? Let's begin. Let's go. Say, let's go. There you go. Gone. I think it fell in the middle of the sea. That's fine. As long as it is going. Now you also do this set of code blocks put together, as you can see on the screen. You will come across the problem. You will come across a problem, and let me know what the problem is. Because when you grow up, when you become software engineers, of course, you cannot do any program correctly at once. You cannot do. It's pretty impossible. As humans, we will make mistakes. So there
We
is
are
a
not getting the original color.
if you want to make the original color, I'm going to, later on I'll fix that problem. But at the moment,
When the spaceship is going towards the Earth, when we click the stop button, and when it's coming back, it shrinks.
Oh, that's the problem. Yes, fantastic. I think you figured out the problem. I mean, you figured out the problem, but we did not figure out the answer, how to solve that problem, right? So everyone, I want every one of you do this code block, and everyone should get this problem, and I'll tell you how to fix this. So first of all, you do this and let me know whether you got any issues or.
So I figured out how to make it go back to its original color and set its size back to 100%.
I am sure you have done this before, didn't you?
No, I haven't done it before, but I've done lots of other projects.
Oh, fantastic. This is how you should learn. You should always try to apply your learnings from any other thing that you have done. This is fantastic. I really like
Yeah,
it.
how to bring it back?
How to bring it back? Now, the problem is, I think everybody got the same issue. The problem is when you start the program again, see, it is tiny. It is pretty tiny.
Sir,
Okay?
done.
So now there is a concept in programming that I want you to understand, which is called initialization. Initialization means before every program starts, you have to set some values. Okay, which is called initialization. Sometimes you have come across this initialization when you are doing math, right? For an example, if there is a sum like a plus b plus c is 15, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 3, you have to find out what c is. So you're assigning some values. A is equal to 5, b is equal to c. So that part is called initialization, okay, assigning values. So similarly, when it comes to programming, in order to start the program in its initial status, you have to initialize. So you have to initialize this program, basically this particular rocket ship to its original size. How you do that is you go to looks, then you have something like set size. You come and put the set size here. Then you click and see how it is working right now. Set size. Oh, there you go. Right. Set size, actually set size should be at the beginning. I put it the wrong place. So I'll take this. I put it here. Then let's see. Okay. Right. So it goes really, really good. Now somebody was saying how to have that animation, that color changing also set to the original what do you call status. So
You have to get the set color effect to 0.
no, you can do that, or you can, yeah, that's something good, or you can just say clear graphic effects. That is also, you can put it here, then you can start the journey. Get it? So these two things that you can do. Now the rocket ship is really going good. By the way, you can do so many other stuff to make this more interesting. For an example, in a code club that I did someplace, I can't remember, one student came up with this idea. He came up like something like this. He said, he just removed this part and he made this like a countdown. He said 9, okay. Then he duplicated it and it said 8, okay, then duplicated, right, 7, like that. He made a countdown. Rather than saying let's go, what he did was, he did like this. Understand? So you can actually do from 9 to 0, and you can do that as well. And at the same time, you can put some music, or sorry, some noise, right? Some sound basically. What you can do is you can go, there is something called sound. You can say play sound somewhere here, somewhere here, and you can change the sound into, there are some sounds, let's see, yeah, there is something called space ripple. So we'll see how it sounds like. All right, so the spaceship is going really good. So I want you to do this as quickly as possible. Maybe not this, we'll just say for the moment, we'll say, what do you call, let's go. Let's go and make this. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for you to complete this.
I can't change the numbers in the block.
You can't? What did you say, my dear? You can't?
So I can't change the number in the blocks, sir.
Why not?
So
Are you using a tab?
it's a laptop.
You go here. Which number you're talking about? Is it
All of them, sir.
all of them? How can it be? Which browser you're using, my dear? Are you using Chrome?
So desktop version, sir.
That's pretty strange because I haven't come across anything like that. Just go and click on this inside, whether it becomes. Sorry?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Check if, that boy check if he has the num lock.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yes, if you are using numlock, of course, it will not work. That's fantastic. Yeah, this is how you should learn. Share the knowledge and learn, you have a lot of software in the world, a lot of sophisticated stuff. None of these is made by one person. It's a group effort. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we have done this. Now there are certain things that we have to do. Test it once more. Everything is working perfectly. The most important part in programming is whatever that you do, please do not be afraid to test. Right? Testing is extremely important. Right? We always have to make sure that everything works fine. Yeah.
Can we do this in Scratch Junior?
No, you cannot do this in Scratch Junior. But Scratch Junior itself has a lot of other projects that you can try it out. But some of these controls are not there in Scratch Junior. As you can see, this changing of values this way will not. Okay. Right. Okay. So let me take you through the other stuff. Now, as we saw, there are some other things that we have to do. One is adding a kind of an object or a human, maybe some other animal or whatever that is actually rotating. So we'll go to a sprite, choose sprite. And my favorite is there's something called dot, a dog, a space dog called dot. So I'm adding dot here. Yeah, dot came, and I'm going to make dot rotating. Make this dot rotating forever. Rotating forever. How should I do that? Is I go to events, I take this block and put it here, and
from control we take forever.
Yeah, forever. You take from control, you take forever, and then you put something like go to move motion, and you put this block and see how it is working. Oh my goodness, poor dog, too fast. It will die in space if it goes like this. So we'll make it a little slower. I'll make it 1 so that it rotates really good, and the dog also likes it. It is smiling, so it likes rotating in space, right? So that's that. So I want you to do that as well very quickly. Okay.
Done, sir.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Right. So so the next thing that we have to do is this bouncing asteroid. Bouncing asteroid, as you can see, although we cannot see in space, but there are a lot of objects, or we call it celestial bodies in space that goes moving around, right? We will add that as well. Okay, so to add that, we go to choose a sprite. You go here.
Excuse me, sir.
Search for the rock. And
Excuse me, sir.
yes, Smiley, tell me.
Sir, this one, how to
Bring the rocket back to the same size. After it goes and becomes small, how will it again
Becomes
return to the same
small.
size?
Yeah, okay. So you can do like this, okay? You remove, you go to this rocket, what do you call, rocket sprite, okay? You detach this and you do this, then it will come to the same place, okay? Then you attach it back, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now we will,
When
yeah.
the sound is played, the rocket stays in one place for like 1 minute, and then only goes.
Yes.
To fix that, you have to put the play sound. I mean the start sound, not the play sound.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do that and see. That sounds like a good idea. I haven't tried it.
Yeah. Start
But
sound works. Play sound, if you put it, it just goes. When it finishes, only it starts moving. If you put start sound, it stays while it's moving.
right. We have some really smart people in this group. That's so wonderful to see. Anyways, we'll quickly do the bouncing of this asteroid. So make sure this asteroid, what do you call, that is clicked. Then you start it by going to events. Take this block when this green color flag is clicked, and then you have to say point towards the earth, point towards the earth. You take this and take point towards the earth. Then you have to put a forever block because the rocket is going to move around forever. So you have to put a forever block, and then you go to motion, put this move block, make it maybe 3, and there is another block that you have to enter, insert or include, which is called if on edge bounce. Right now we'll see. There you go. It is bouncing. Don't worry, it will escape the rocket ship. Yes, yes. Okay, cool. So we have the dot rotating, the rocket is there, the animation is done for the rocket and the asteroid. Fantastic. Now there's one more, that is the star. We'll do the star also very quickly. We go here, we click on this, we search for the star. There you go, you have the star, and you place the star somewhere here, and we'll include the code blocks for the star. Again, you go to events, take this block and put it here. Then you have to put a forever block. You go to control, you put a forever block, and you have to add some 2 repeat blocks. Okay, 2 repeat blocks, and you have to make it like 20, repeat 20, 20, 20 and 20, and then we have to change the size. Go to this thing and you have to change the size. This one is 2, make this one 2, and the other one is -2, -2. Okay, now we'll see how the star works. All right, cool. But sometimes you might do a mistake. You know what? Some people have done this mistake, which is very, very natural. They forget to put this -2. They just put 2, and they'll come to me running and say, oh my God, sir, the star is becoming bigger and bigger. What should we do? Okay. So according to our experience, how we fix the rocket ship to its original size, what did we do? The same thing that we can do it here. You detach this, you have to initialize saying set size into 100, then you just start the program. Oops, oh, sorry, I forgot. I forgot to make this -2. I make it -2, then 2, Then let's see. There you go. All fixed. So everything is working. The rocket ship is working. The dot is also working. Right? Perfect. Okay. Now, there is a question. Yes, yes, my dear. There are, if you can,
So
if you
can you
have any
show me
questions.
the rock code?
Rock's code. Okay. Here you go.
Wait, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I got an idea. If the rock hits the spaceship, it should make a sound, and then the spaceship has to like hide.
Oh, okay. I have some what do you call messages which I will read
Sir,
it
I'm
out.
done. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Sir,
Okay, now
can I have the star code?
yeah, star code. Okay, hold on.
1 minute, sir.
Sir, I did like this another one. Then
Sir, can you go to rocks a little, please?
Okay.
we do a screenshot.
Get a screenshot. Okay. Right.
I don't want to. Sir, I did like this more by duplicating itself.
Yeah. All right. Now, somebody might ask, do we have to stick to the same set of sprites, or can we have any other sprite externally, not the sprite that is already in Scratch? I'm going to show you something very interesting. Okay. So this is the basic of this project, but I have made a lovely project which some sprites that I have taken from outside. Okay. Taken from outside. This is the project. Let me share that with you. You will like it. I'm sure that you will like it. Hold on. Let me share. Do a new share. Hold on. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
now these are things that I have done using sprite that I have taken from outside. What do you mean by outside? From the internet, I have taken some sprites. And when I, when I do this, see what happens. Okay, these are the sprites that I have taken from outside. I made this program. Yeah, and I will do the other ones as well. Same concept. Okay, same concept. And you know, you have lots of things that you can do if you really take these concepts and put together. You can do some lovely stuff, right? This guy is too big. I'll make this one smaller, maybe.
What's a space motherboard?
Okay. So now I'm going to teach you how to get these sprites from outside, because these sprites are not available in Scratch. Okay, this is how you should do it, right? First of all,
Excuse me.
Yes, tell me.
We can upload them, right?
Yeah, you can upload. That's what I'm coming to. You can. Yes. Yes.
Save this.
How to
send the
Should we save this?
you can. What do you mean? You can save your work? Is it? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That is something. Thank you so much for reminding me. That is something I did not show you how to, because this is all your hard work, right? You have been some awesome programmers throughout the day. Now, I mean, so far you have been really good in your programming. Now you should not lose your work, right? If something happens, electricity goes, or something happens, you should not lose your work. So how to save is, this is how you should save. I'll share my screen again. Now how you save is, you go here, okay, and you click on file, then you go and select this, save to your computer, then you can save your work anywhere that you want. So I would rather say that you create a folder under your name and you save all the projects. So this project I will save as Lost in Space. Lost in Space. Okay, Lost in Space. So you can.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, my dear.
Can you show me the rocket blocks a bit?
The rocket block, okay. Right. So at the meantime, I can actually get some questions. There are some chats that are coming.
Sir, can you show me the star block?
The star block. So did you take this rocket block? Is that okay? By the way, don't worry. I will tell you where exactly this instruction sheet is, so that you can do on your own. At the end of the session, I'm going to show you where this instruction sheet is. Okay. So don't worry. Even if you did not get this block correctly, I'm going to show you where to get it from, so that you can do it leisurely and see. Cool. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So when I am starting the program, the star is becoming very big.
Yeah. The reason is see, you might have missed putting the correct values here. This should be 2. This should be -2.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So you always start with set size. Okay. Right. Now I think you have figured out to make with my, I create my own, showed you my own animation. Okay. So you might have figured out that you can do lots and lots of stuff, right? So this is an animation that I created. Basically what you can do is always when you, somebody is not on mute, so I'm going to make everyone mute so that I can speak, what do you call, and you can listen clearly. Right, cool. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, you can upload your own sprites, but always make sure that you download from the internet the PNG file, the .png files. Okay, so this is how you should do. I'm going to show you one example. So like that, you can take any file and you can insert it. So watch carefully and listen to me. This is how you should do, right? Okay, so I go, I think you can see my screen here, the browser window. You can see, open up a new window, and here you say spaceship PNG. I just type a Google search spaceship PNG. You click on it, and you will have lots and lots of what do you call, images, right? You have lots and lots of images. Go to images. You have a lot. So you have to take an image as a PNG that has a kind of a transparent background. So I'm going to select this. I am sure this is going to be a proper PNG. I'm going to select this, and then I go here. I right click on this, save image as. Then I'm going to give a, let's say, space shuttle. I'm going to give us this one, space shuttle 1, space shuttle 1, that is downloaded. Now I come to the scratch screen here. Then what I'm going to do is come here, click on this, and click on upload sprite. Click on upload sprite. Then I'm going to search for that space shuttle 1. There you go. This is the one. Let's see. Oops, it came with the background. Okay, that is not the correct one I should do. I actually have to do it properly. Let's say I go to this and click on this. Then I will go to the exact location where the PNG file is. It will take some time because okay, there you go. Then you go and you download. You download for free. You can download for free. I agree. Okay, a download for free. Yeah, there you go. It came. I'm going to save it. Earlier I had the file with the same name, so I'm going to overwrite it. I downloaded. Now I come to the what do you call the scratch window. Come here. Now I try. Get it? Now you get it. So after that, all you have to do is just adjust the size, maybe to 40, right? And then you can do whatever you want now. It's pretty simple. You go here, take this and put some blocks and see, right? You go to motion and like this, maybe go to, so this is the position 126, 126 and minus 103, and you say point towards the earth, point towards the what do you call dot, point towards the dot, and then you slowly glide to maybe someplace. Okay, maybe this one is, yeah. So just try it and oh my goodness, so you may have to turn to the required side. So well, that is how you, yes.
If we want to download the other pictures, we should type the name, and at last we should type PNG.
Yeah, PNG, and also after typing PNG, you have to go to that exact location and download it, as I did. Okay, there will be a download button. You have to, otherwise, you know what will happen? Because earlier, what I did, I did as a mistake. I went and downloaded like this. I went and downloaded like this. Let me download and show you what the problem will be. So let's say spacecraft 3. I downloaded and I tried to import to my Scratch. Sorry, import to my Scratch spacecraft 3. I import. See, it comes with the background. Now, in order to remove the background, you have to go to costumes and you have to do some removal, which is very, very difficult, unless otherwise you are an experienced Photoshop developer. I mean, a Photoshop person. Okay, it's very difficult. Okay, so it's always better that you have the PNG that is already available and you can do some awesome stuff, right? So I am sure that you have learned a lot. If you have any questions, you can ask right now. At the same time, I want to show you how to go and take this project. How to go and take this project is, or just listen and then I can allow you to ask questions. Just want to make sure that everybody gets it. Go to www.techkids.lk.
Excuse me, sir.
techkids.lk, sorry. To www.techkids.lk. Hold on a minute, I will allow you to ask questions. If you go to techkids.lk, you can actually create your own code club. You can assign, especially if the parents are listening, the parents can make their own code club. They can assign their kids to the code club. Then they can learn on their own. So if you go to the curriculum, okay, how to create the code club and everything is here in this video. If you watch this video, it is very clear how to create code club and how to assign students. So once you do that, you can actually go and there are lots and lots of projects that you can do, including this project. Okay, Lost in Space is there. So you go to curriculum. Yeah, there you go. You have Rock Band that we did last time, Lost in Space, and there are lots and lots of projects that you can do on your own. Hopefully, even in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do some of these selected projects, but can be of new flavor. Yeah, and one more thing that I before I forget, I want to know who came for the session today. So I would kindly appreciate if you can send me an email saying that I am present, something like that, with the heading, or I was there today, something like that. Okay, so that I know that you came today, then I can have a track of the attendance. Right. So you can ask any questions. Yeah.
Excuse me, can you see my project? I have shared it.
I cannot see your project, my dear. Let me see.
If you go to the scratch.
Okay. Okay.
Scratch.
You have.
Sir, I have sent one email.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have sent one email.
So what is your email?
Okay, my email ID. I'm going to type this here. My email ID. I'm going to type it here. Okay. My email ID is.
Sir, I sent and finished.
It's at SLASSCOM.lk. This is my email ID. Okay. Can you see? I have put my email ID here.
Sir, can you
Yeah.
can you put it to the chat?
Okay, I'll
Can
put
you
to the
put
chat.
it to the chat?
Yes, I'll put to the chat. Okay, hold on.
Sir, can't hear.
Sir.
I'll put to the chat.
Sir, can you tell your email once more?
My chat is not opening. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to for everyone. I'm going to send that. This is my email ID. And
Sir, I sent and finished.
This is my email ID, and this is the website. Yeah, this is the website ID. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much, and see you next week. If you have any questions, you can ask right now because we have about 2-3 minutes. Yes, I can answer.
Sir, I sent and finished.
I did not get. The question is not clear.
Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
Excuse me.
Yes, Mikey, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you see my project if you go to the scratch, the main program?
Okay.
Main one, the website.
Okay. So I have to join Scratch for that matter. Why don't you do something like this? Why don't you save your project and send it to me through an email attachment?
Sir, I sent and finished. I sent for your other account also, this account.
Okay, yeah, I could see. Yes. So I will go through this because I have
Sir,
two more.
excuse me, you can see.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone has any question? Because I see some people wants to ask some questions. Let's see.
Zoom.
There are some questions that has come from what do you call the chat. Name, sir, can you convert the rocket ship code blocks to a shuttle?
What should we call
Okay, that's a good question which I will answer next time.
Can we leave? Sir, can we leave now?
Every Saturday.
Yeah.
Can we leave?
Can what?
Can we leave?
I can't hear you properly.
Can we leave now, sir?
Yeah, of course you can leave. Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Next week we will meet at the same time. We will meet at the same time next time, okay? So send your feedback on Saturday at 10 o'clock. I will send you the link, okay?
Saturday, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, bye.